Hello, hello. Hello, hello. So, today I'll be streaming Civilization II from my Power Mac 7500, which I got recently. Um, Here's the desktop. I'm playing an actual version of Civilization II with the CD in, so we get to see all the cool movies. Hopefully I have all the sound issues fixed. I've been messing around with my sound setup and things changed and I forgot to change them to the correct settings. But anyways, let's start the game and go from there. I'm not sure how well the screen looks for you guys because it's the setup to make it work with Twitch is sort of not good. But hopefully it's not too blurry for you guys. I'm not sure if there's an actual intro here or if it's just logos. So, introduction is a little less complex than the introduction for Civ 1, which we just watched on Hammy's stream. But I guess it gets the point across. This movie itself isn't exactly the highest quality, even on my screen here. So, that wasn't just your screen. It's very interlaced and it's like 16 colors or something. It's not a high quality movie. But anyways, let's start a new game. Start a new game, a customized world. Let's start with customized world and go from there. We're gonna go with a large world because I do like to explore a lot. Land masses. Let's go with normal. Archipelago, varied, and continents. I do like a lot of islands, so let's go with archipelago. There. Normal is fine. Temperate is fine. And make it 5 billion years old. Let's start with... Let's start with Warlord difficulty. I haven't played the game in a long time, so it's been quite a while, so I'm sure it's not going to be too easy. As far as Barbarian goes, I don't like to play with Barbarians on, so we'll just leave it at villages only. Customize rules just because I don't remember what they are. Don't restart, yep. Bloodlust, no. Accelerated startup, no. Nope. Flat world, no. Densify, no. Okay. Will be a male. I wish there was a random option here because it really doesn't matter to me too much which one I start with. Americans are pretty decent since they get the Marines unit, so let's go with Americans. And we're gonna be, let's see here if I can reach the keyboard. We're gonna be Goat Lincoln. Go Lincoln. Everybody knows the story of Goat Lincoln. Classical forum is American style. And here we go. Go Lincoln, you have risen to become leader of the Americans. May your reign be long and prosperous. The Americans have knowledge of irrigation, mining, bronze working, currency, and roads. So interestingly, in Civ 1, I saw that this was actually basically read to you with a nice introduction, and here you just get a dialogue box. And here's the game. Your first task is to find suitable sites, grasslands. Okay, let's see if we can turn off the tutorial first. Game options, I believe. Tutorial help. Instant advice. Let's leave it at that for now. I do have my num keys here, so I should be able to control that. Let's go to a nicer spot to build our city in. This way. We'll build our city here. The little dots you see on the map are where the game suggests you build the city. Like, that's the best spot to build a city on. Washington, found it. Generally, I try my best not to take too long to start the new city, like the first city, just because it just takes you longer to catch up to everybody else. But I think 3 turns wasn't too bad. So, let's see what we want to start with. I don't really... It's been quite a while since I played this game, so I don't really quite remember what all the things are. But I think pottery is a decent start with. To start with. I do know that the game recommends things for you to start with, but most of the time I'll just ignore that. Just gotta wait it out, wait it out. There we go, almost there. Discard pottery. And now we can go with the alphabet. Oops. So pottery is what we discovered, which lets us build the granary, the hanging gardens, and we can discover seafaring after that. I wonder if there's a way to disable this automatic thing. Oh well, anyways. And at the same time we got our first phalanx. We're gonna leave the city for now just to explore and let the city build another one to defend itself with. So generally I do like to explore quite a lot, and not so much build other cities and stuff like that. So that's not the best strategy, but it is what I like to do. And we discovered some elephants. So elephants will help us discover things a little bit faster just because they do have 2 movement points. So one will go north, one will go south-ish. Hopefully this island isn't too small or too big. So far it looks pretty decent. Well, maybe not. We're gonna have to build a city there to control that passage. Okay, so with our defenses done here, we will start building another settler to get another city going. These guys can fortify in there, and hopefully this island is a little bit bigger than it looks like so far. Actually, I should explore up door. So for now I'm gonna leave the music on as long as it doesn't annoy people too much. Music isn't too bad in this game, so... Nomads. So we got some settlers. We will use these guys to build a city a little bit closer. Right there should be good. New York. Seems to be stretching out quite a bit. Discover the alphabet. What does the alphabet give us? Code of laws, map making, writing, and mathematics. Map making, so we can build a tribe and a lighthouse. I don't really need that. I think ceremonial burial is something to go with, because that lets you get some religion and stuff like that. And who doesn't want religion? Well, looks like this place might be looping around here, which would make things interesting. So as far as starting points, this isn't bad at all. That's a shame. Okay, we got ourselves some defenses here. So let's change that to another settler. I want to get as many cities built as I can, at least support in this smaller area, as fast as I can, so they can grow over time. One settler is enough for now. And let's see, what can we build? I guess we should build a granary. So let's build that. Also, one of the things that is a problem in this game is that, unlike the newer games, there's no borders or anything like that. I don't think I have any roads. Can I build roads? Yeah, I can build roads. That's good. So, a problem that develops once you discover other civilizations, or they discover you, is they start building their cities inside what you would call your borders. Because the only borders that actually exist are around the cities, but there's no like country borders or anything like that. Anyways, this one allows temples. Code of laws to build a courthouse. Mysticism. For now we will develop some religion, and then we'll work on other stuff. As long as we don't have any competition on the map, I'm not really too worried about building. What's going to be faster? Building any sort of army or anything like that. As long as the cities have at least one protecting unit in there, should be okay. He's gonna build a road and then end up building a city at the far end there. So, getting back to the border problem. Horde of barbarians, that's unfortunate. That's not a horde. So what ends up happening in the later game... That's nice. Can you still move to yet? Oh, we're still good. Is that even if you're on an island, like, even if this was an island, the computer will come in, land a settler, and build a city, like, in between your place. So it's important to build sort of a border wall off cities where the computer can't get in without being actually at war with you. Should put those guys to sleep, to rest up. Yep. Just trying to figure out which direction actually corresponds to the direction that I want him to go in. $50 gold, that's nice. We'll zoom into that so we can stop from building that again. Definitely not a good recommendation. Market wouldn't be too bad, but for now let's build a granary so we can build the city faster. This guy will go and build some more roads. This is not the best monitor setup that I have going here, but hopefully it won't be too bad. This is covered mysticism. What does mysticism give us? The Oracle. One condensed in the temple. That's nice. Writing, map making. So map making would be good if I wanted to go to sea, but for now, don't need to. Don't really want to. Horseback riding gives you the chariot, I believe, but otherwise isn't a really good place to go in. Code of laws will give you the law house, the court, which helps you with corruption, which we don't have right now. So writing would be the best way to go. And for now, we continue exploring. This guy needs to build a road. This guy needs to go this way. So for now, this looks like a pretty decent starting island. As long as we don't run into any opposition anytime soon. We are the mediocre civilization of the Americans. That's not too bad. I've never really been all that interested in becoming the most powerful nation, since that, in this game at least, that's only measured basically by the size of your army. And I don't really need a big army right now. So as far as the settlers go, I think one of the more important things to do for them right now is to build those roads so I can connect the cities that I have and will have. And that way, if I do run into trouble, it doesn't take me too long to get units from one city to another. So, High Council of the Americans is meeting in Washington. If you wish, you may take this opportunity to consult your advisors and hear their views on the state of your realm. So this is one of the reasons why I have this CD in the game. So let's see what it looks like. You can run this game without the CD being in the drive, but you miss out on the movies and you miss out on the High Council, which are all of these guys, which you can listen to.
We need barracks, noble leader. Or would you have our soldiers sleeping on your palace steps?
I disagree, Excellency.
Okay, trade, what do you want?
Most blessed leader, let us build marketplaces so that the peasants can barter for needed goods.
No! It's barracks we need, and quickly!
Alright, what about the science guy?
Excellency, we are the most enlightened empire in the world. I salute you.
Yeah, that's not a very big accomplishment this more. Foreign relations.
My talents go to waste, noble leader. Let us send forth our explorers to find other nations.
I concur, Excellency.
I concur, Your Majesty.
Did you know that Elvis lived at 3000 BC?
Wise men say that only fools run an empire without luxuries, King.
I disagree, Excellency.
I disagree, Your Excellency.
So there you have, that's the High Council and all their advice. It's one of the things that I tend to ignore most of the time and don't really use the CD for playing the game, because outside of needing a tutorial on how to play, those guys aren't very useful. Other than for, I guess, the extra comedic effect or something, if you want to call it that. Interesting thing that I noticed there is, in this game there's also a throne room where supposedly you sit, and the background that they had behind them was of that room, as it looks like right now. Let me just build a city of Boston, and I will show that off. Boston! You can build some defenses. So, let's see here. City orders view, maybe? Zoom, 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 zoom. Kingdom, tax rate, view throne room. So this is where I'm sitting right now. I'm sitting on a rock in the middle of a cave. As the game progresses, we will be able to make this place look a little bit better until it actually becomes a decent looking room. So a feature that isn't really necessary, but I guess it's nice to have. Just another addition to the game. Like, even if this game didn't have those features, advanced tribe, so Philadelphia. It's a long way to go to Philly. Where are we here? That's a really long way. Gonna have to build at least a couple cities in the way. Probably build a city here. Build another one here. Build another one here before we actually connect this whole line. Gonna be interesting. For now, let's keep exploring. So watching Hammy's stream on the first Civilization, I noticed how much this game, how different this game looks. Like, the graphics are much better. Gameplay is about the same, I think, other than, you know, graphic improvements and stuff like that. But there's definitely a huge improvement in the overall look of the game and the graphic tiles and stuff like that. We discovered writing. Writing gives us the diplomat and the library. Still don't need that, still don't need that, so masonry it is. Hopefully, there's an end to this island at some point. Don't want this to be too big. Once he is done with this road, he will go and build a city here. Because I gotta start connecting them to Philadelphia there. This way. Looks like hopefully we are getting to near the end of this island. Hopefully, maybe, possibly. So the roads allow you to travel 3 tiles instead of a single tile. But it's a huge improvement. 50 gold, that's nice. We have 150 gold. I should look into what our gold situation is. Tax rate, we have total income of 3, total cost 0, so we're doing okay. Don't need anything else going on right now, so we're fine. Oh, we got a granary, and the people were very happy about that, as they should be. So right now, we will build a marketplace. I would like to build any of these wonders, but I do need to start worrying about my gold situation. So for now, we will build a marketplace. Yep, the roads do allow you to go 3 as fast as you would normally go. And another feature in this game is that there are railroads which allow you to go infinitely as fast. As long as you're on the railroad, you don't lose any movement points. I think they ended up changing that in other games, in later games, because that's a pretty huge advantage. Discovered construction, and I do know I want to build one of these ones, so I'll have to figure out which one I do want to build and where. No, we discovered something else. Construction. We want construction. In the meantime, let's keep exploring. I actually found my manual and the big poster for Call to Power, but I can't seem to find the CD, which I thought I did have somewhere. So that was a little disappointed. Discover a friendly tribe. Oh, that's good. We got some more elephants. Let's use these guys to explore, and then we will use these phalanx to secure the city there, so they don't have to build that. They build a granary. So the problem I would have with Call to Power is that I would need to make it work on a PC, which would be a little bit of a problem since I don't really have a PC that old to make it happen. Let's figure out what we want to build here. Pyramids will take a while, but what do they give us? A granary in every city. So this is definitely a huge thing that we definitely do need. Effects do not expire. So we will start building that, and hopefully we will have some. If we get into trouble, we will be able to finish off quickly with some gold. So there are some wonders which are pretty much necessary for the game, and the pyramids are most definitely one of those. I believe the pyramids and what their effect has been changed in the newer versions as well. Can't remember what it is these days, but I do remember they changed something about that. Hanging gardens also give you something, but I think it expires. Let's see here. So the hanging gardens affects expire with railroad, makes 3 content citizens happy in the city where it is built, and 1 content in every. So that's a pretty decent, decent thing to build if you have a huge population. But for now, we should be okay. For now, we can build a marketplace here. These guys will fortify the city. These guys continue going down. Friendly tribe, that's good. We got some archers. Let's move these archers to where we will want another city. I need to build another settler at some point. Skilled mercenaries. More elephants. Unfortunately, those elephants... horde of barbarians. That wasn't too bad. So one of the advantages of finding some of the villages far away is that you end up having a unit that doesn't have a home city, like this one says none. Which means it doesn't require any sort of support whatsoever. We found some Germans. Yes, I will talk to the Germans. I bring tidings from Frederick, ruler of the Emperor of the Germans. We know that your primitive has not even discovered construction. We desire the secret of writing. Do you care to exchange knowledge with us? Let's be friendly, let's exchange knowledge. Even though I am working on construction right now. Yeah, we definitely do want peace. Would you guys like to have an alliance, maybe? Yeah, definitely. Maybe not the best choice of what to do, but it will keep them from attacking me for a while. Let's now see if they want to exchange world maps. No, of course not. It seems like they give you this option in this game, but it almost never works. I don't know what the conditions are for exchanging maps, but it's almost impossible to do it, even if you have a much bigger map than the computer has. Yeah, for now we will consider this finished. So the one advantage of being in an alliance is that you can walk right by their borders and nothing happens. The one big disadvantage is that they can do exactly the same thing. And the problem with that... Atlanta. Problem with that is that it will allow them to... We need more settlers. To move their settlers into my area. So what I really do need to do is block off this passage here so my ally can get into my area. Let's see what we can do that with. For now, we found that construction. Mathematics will give you the catapult. Map making, what does that lead to? Other than the trime and all of that. Lighthouse, the trime, and seafaring eventually. Don't really need that right now. There's plenty of land for me to worry about. What does mathematics give you other than the catapult? Catapult. Astronomy University. So it's a very academic sort of field, surprisingly. So we will go with that. This guy is gonna go and secure Atlanta. Another thing that you will notice in this game is that if you're on a river, the unit treats it as a road. I guess you guys, they get into boats and start using boats to get everywhere. But basically, if you can find a river to travel with, that's definitely the best way to go. So the nice thing is the technology that we've developed for construction that we ended up getting from the Germans was used to get mathematics. So we got that in one shot. So now we can build Copernicus Observatory. If we build the astronomy, if we develop that, so let's develop that. In the meantime, these guys can keep moving. And these guys will go secure my border here. Along with these guys. These guys go into Atlanta to secure that area. Let's... Shift H, I believe? Yeah, maybe? No, that's the throne room. H? Yep, okay, so that set their main city as Atlanta, so now they're supported by Atlanta instead of Washington. I believe I put 2 units there, we should be okay. Leipzig. So we will, maybe. I think so. I'll have to take a look into that. So as long as they are allied with me, they can pass right next to my units. But they can't, of course, occupy the same square. So the trick to blocking them is to put them in squares in such a way that he has to walk into me if he wants to pass through. So if I put another unit here, I should be able to block him because he won't be able to go from here. Yep. So we will block it off there. In the meantime, these ones can run around and explore the area some more. Germans report they have lost the city of Hamburg to the Zulus. That's not good. I'm allied with somebody who is at war, which is not good for me because they will be asking to go and help them at some point. Zulus would like to talk to me. And they have an elephant as well. Greetings from the most exalted Shaka. Empress of the Zulu. Okay, what do they need for it? Mysticism? Sure, whatever. So they've developed quite a few things that we haven't. The interesting thing is that I can agree to exchange my knowledge for their knowledge, but when it comes to it, I can actually select exactly which knowledge of theirs I want to take. Like, they agreed to give me map making, but there's nothing stopping me from taking any of the other technologies. It's either mapping. What does polytheism give me? Let's develop that for now. Let's keep exchanging knowledge. We'll take the map making. Any sort of exchange of knowledge is good for me right now because I want to get through all of these basic technologies as fast as possible. Only problem is that I'm giving the Zulus a lot of technology. Though as long as we are at peace with them, we should be okay. Let's see if they want to exchange the maps. Oh, there we go. They actually decided to give me their maps. Are we done? That's just the game taking its time showing the map to me, I guess. It's gonna wait as it loads up all the other units that are on the map and all of that. In the meantime, you can look at this highly interlaced model they have here for some reason. I don't remember it looking that bad before, so I'm not sure what's going on there. There we go. Yeah, we're done here. Let's see how much they explored. Can we zoom out here? I think we can. Zoom out. That should still be okay. Oh boy. They are right across from me here. So we will definitely need to protect this border at some point. So we definitely do need more cities along this line here. Now, we won't be able to pass these units too easily. Don't need to really go there. Let's explore a little farther to the north. See how the Germans are set up. By the terms of our peace treaty, we need to move that unit out. Yeah, I'm going. So that little reminder there was because I have this elephant unit here. It was more closer to Hamburg than it should be. As far as the peace treaty goes, it was basically in the border of Hamburg. All the cities have a border of 2 squares away from each other. I mean, away from them. So 1 square, 2nd square, and I'm outside in the 3rd square here. When I was here, it was 1 square and 2 square. I believe that's inside their territory. Now, Hamburg isn't a very Zulu-sounding name, so that's the city that Germany lost just recently. Can these guys support some settlers? Yes, they can. Do they need to build anything else at the moment? What's our population here? 3. No, we're still okay. So let's build some settlers so we can build more cities. Because like I said before, the best way to secure your borders is to build more cities. In the meantime, we've finally managed to get those archers there. Boston built the granary, so they will work on the marketplace. So the granary is very important in this game because it allows you to, like, food storage here is the surplus food that you create goes into food storage. Once that fills up, your city grows by 1 person. This line here is what the granary gives me. Normally, if without the granary, the food storage needs to be refilled over and over again, and that grows as the city grows. But with a granary, you half the food storage stays, and you only have to develop half the food storage again. So it basically cuts your growth requirement by half. We just built the marketplace. Or am I talking? No. Just pay attention. 300,000 people. Where are we? There. So we fortify that, and that secures our land. In the meantime, these guys are exploring. So this continent is quite large, and the fact that there are at least 3 nations on it means that we did not get the best continent that we could have. The only good news is, since I selected the archipelago option, Jamesport, they have lost the city of Kongsberg to the Zulus. That's not good. Where is the rest of Germany? So the good news about having all these archipelagos is that it makes it easier to defend from land units. Though, as the game will progress, it will make it harder to defend from sea units. So that's going to be a problem later on. Oops. Should have gone down and up. Oh. So, I find it kind of interesting that Germany has not asked me to give them a hand with their whole Zulu war. But I don't mind at all, since being at peace with the Zulus means I don't have to fight them. Surprisingly. Marketplace. So as you can see here, the food storage is almost full. Once one more turn, this one will overflow and the city will grow by 1 person. These guys built some settlers as well, so what can we build here? We already got a marketplace, we got the granary, we could use a library but not so much. Courthouse will be necessary at some point because there is some waste here, and I think the courthouse might help a little bit with that, though I do believe they help mostly with corruption. The aqueduct will help me to get past 6 people, so it's quite a while before I need that. So I can probably work on a wonder of some sort. Pyramids are being done. Hanging Gardens, we said, gives you some happy people. Colossus makes it easier for you to sail, I believe. So, city where the Colossus is built generates an extra unit of trade in each square that is all producing trade. Okay. Not what I thought, but okay. So that gives you a little bit more money. And it expires when you discover flight somehow. Flying over statues means they no longer matter. A lighthouse is what will give you help with seafaring, I believe. Trimes can move across oceans without danger of being lost at sea, and all other types of units have their movement rate increased by 1. Also, all new ships for use receive veteran status. Effect expires with discovery of magnetism. So this is a pretty good thing to develop if you do a lot of seafaring, because it means you can use the trime and not worry too much about it. A Great Wall might be something that I want to build, as it gives you a wall in every city, I believe. City walls in all friendly cities, double unit attack strength versus barbarians. Enemy civilizations are forced to offer ceasefire or peace during negotiations. So definitely something that we need. Unfortunately, it does expire. But for now, we will build the Great Wall. Hopefully, it won't take too long. So here's a settler from Atlanta, and I want them to build a city somewhere around here-ish, maybe. I don't want to build them too close to each other because at the end of the day they will start overlapping. Like this is very close to me, so here will be too close for my tastes. Here might not be too bad. 2 squares from each other, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, that should be fine. So we'll go there. As far as roads go, I don't do I have bridge making? I don't think I do. Let's set this guy to build another city. I do need to start getting these guys to build irrigation and stuff like that. But I do want to build some cities first. So next settler that we build in this area will be automated to build some irrigation and stuff like that. And I know I've said it before, but I'm hoping that at some point this continent will come to an end and I can bring my units back. Copernicus Observatory. Don't really need that right now. Literacy, the wheel, trade, and seafaring. What does literacy give us? The Great Library. Definitely a very useful thing to have. But we'll get that just to have some political stuff later on. The Great Library is a thing that will allow you to basically steal technology that you haven't developed, as long as other places have developed it. It's Germans report they Leipzig to Zulus. What the hell? Are the Germans still even around? Road. So the Great Library is something that is very useful when you're playing at a higher difficulty and the computer is developing technologies faster than you are. That way, if you get that, it doesn't take you too long to develop technologies that otherwise the computer would develop much faster than you. Well, here's Frankfurt. That's not too bad. Colossus. I don't mind. I don't really want the Colossus. So these guys will help each other build the roads faster. So we can build some cities around here. Looks like we may be finally coming to an end. Chariot! Interesting. Where do we want to build those cities? I think one city there would be helpful. I can also try to block off some more ground so I can have future development. So for now we will say no thanks to the council. We know what they are going to say. And we found Berlin finally. He will help us move around there. So this area here isn't really being used by anybody. And I want to just see if the other city is here. If it's not, then I will move my little blockade here into this area here, hopefully. And block off all of this land from being developed by the Zulus. So at the moment I am hopeful they actually destroyed those German cities and didn't actually just take over them. now we will build a city there. Yeah, it looks like they destroyed that city. But that means I'm getting too close to these guys. I can't occupy this square because I'm not allied with them. But I can move over here without a problem. Oopsie. Oh well. So when you're not allied with the other civilizations, you can't move your units too close to them. Chicago! They will build some support for themselves. And I will get that guy to probably build a city here-ish, maybe. Because I do want to build a sort of a close-knit network of cities. Oh, those combat sounds. Build a road this way. I'd like to get around Hamburg somehow. So it looks like if I have enough units, I could block off some more land over there. Mongols. Let's see what we have here. Most powerful are the Zulus, followed by Americans, and the Germans are last because they've been losing a war. Hamburg, withdraw troops, shit. Yeah, we got too close to Hamburg there, and just to be peaceful, we have to withdraw our units. So, interesting little, not so much cheat as a exploitation of unintended consequences, let's call it that. These guys could use an aqueduct. Is if you have a unit really far away from your cities and you want to bring them back, just put them near another city that you're not too friendly with, and they will get recalled all the way back in one simple turn. So the unit that I had here by Hamburg has been recalled and in one turn traveled all the way to Philadelphia, which really isn't useful for me right now. Or maybe I can make that make it useful. I'll use these guys as a defense somewhere. I would like to build a wall of units here so they can't advance past that point. But unfortunately I don't have enough units to make that happen. Because it's at the very bad angle. Like this was an ideal spot for me. But here, if I wanted to block this off, I would need at least 1, 2, 3 units to defend it from non-allied countries, and another 1, 2, 3, 4, so like 7 units in total to block it off from allied countries. So unfortunately that is not going to happen for me. How can I travel here around Hamburg? Let these guys wait here for a second. Just want to explore this black square here for now. Found another village. Horde of barbarians. Well, that's an actual horde. It's unfortunate. Let's move our elephants here. Hopefully we won't lose any units there. This guy keeps building roads. That's unfortunate. Doesn't look like we'll survive this. Yep. I was hoping that by moving the other elephant unit close by, I would be able to persuade the barbarians to hit both of them. But unfortunately that didn't work out and we lost one of our elephants. 600,000 citizens. So that was a Zulu elephant attacking these fortified guys here. We've discovered the alphabet. Republic. What does the Republic give us? Republic. You can switch to a government of the same name. And allows banking at some point. Monarchy. Government of the same name and feudalism with warrior code. What are the differences between a monarchy and a republic? Let me think here. I do actually have the manual for the game and the whole poster thing. So I could have used that to figure that out. But I think the republic is one step better than monarchy. Yeah, well, we'll develop that one, go from there. Anyway, he is building a road. This guy is moving over here. Secure that. And he will fight those guys. So this is a veteran unit, so they do a little bit better as far as damage goes, I believe. Over here, we will build a marketplace. I do need to build some more settlers, but for now, I need these cities to grow a little bit. These guys have developed. So we will build a settler over here. That's perfectly fine with me. These guys are almost there. So I think I have most of this continent plotted out, other than this patch here. Almost there. So it looks like Germany is down to those two cities there, which is unfortunate for them. There we go. Washington builds the pyramids. Let's see this. Get a nice little movie. The pyramids counts as a granary in each city. There we go. So, can these guys support some more settlers? Yes, they can. Anything that we want to build here? Great Wall we are building somewhere else. What does Copernicus give us? Sure, it has to do with science, just can't remember what it actually gives you. Increases science output of the city where the wonder is built by 50%. Tags do not expire. So a pretty decent wonder, but I don't really want to build that now because I do need to develop the city some more. We will build a settler there so we can start irrigating the area. In the meantime, here's San Francisco. Don't need that. We can build a marketplace here from the get-go. We have that chariot defending it, so we don't need to worry about building defenses there. Oh, I didn't even remember that feature. I accidentally clicked on it, but there you go. They repaired the unit. The Zulus have undertaken the Hanging Gardens. Oh. Civic disorder in Washington. Mayor flees in panic. So, unfortunately, Washington has grown so much that they have one unhappy person. Which means what we need to do is make somebody not work. So for now we will take that off, and we need to change that. Because we cannot support that. Do we have a temple? I believe a temple will help us. Makes one unhappy citizen content. Yep, so we definitely do need a temple here. We'll switch to that. That way we can put back that person to work and not be losing that food. I'm gonna try to extract that unit from that area. It looks like the war here is mostly done. Doesn't look like they're getting attacked anytime soon, so that's good. I'll try to sneak by Hamburg and see how that works for us. Yep, we're violating the city of Hamburg. Need to move out. No worries, that's my intention. Karakorum of the Mongol Empire builds the Colossus. The Aztecs have changed the Colossus to lighthouse. So that gives us an idea of who we are going up against. Other than the Germans and the Zulus, also have the Aztecs and the Mongols. So as far as choices go, that is definitely not a good combination of nations to go against. All the different nations in this game do have certain characteristics, like being helpful with trade or being more military oriented. And so far, all the ones that I have discovered are all military oriented. So we will most likely have a problem with those guys in the future. In the sense that I will definitely get into some wars at some point. Withdraw your troops. Yeah, I guess we can do that. There you go. So those guys went back to Philadelphia. I wanted to explore some more in this area, but I guess that's not going to be possible. Where are we going to build another city? We'll use these guys as defenses. So I should build another city probably here-ish. Problem is, if those guys decide to invade my area, they can build another city here. And what I'm trying to do is avoid making too many spots where the computer can build cities. So I most likely will need to defend that spot somehow. So we can build a city there. But I definitely could use another city over here-ish, as that's far away from everybody else. So let's get our elephant to walk that way. And I guess that war is still going. When I get a chance, I'll build a settler to build that city there. We found the Republic. Republic allows you to build a republic. Philosophy, I believe, is an important one to get, right? Free civilization advance for the first civilization to discover, and allows all the other ones. So we will try to get philosophy as the first country to discover philosophy. Basically gets a free technology, so that's definitely worth getting. So we've discovered Republic, and we will go from despotism to Republic. So we will begin our revolution. The Americans are revolting! Citizens demand new government. 900,000 citizens. So we've been growing pretty well so far. But there's definitely a lot more to do. The Aztecs had nearly completed the lighthouse. In the meantime, Washington builds a temple, which means I can get these guys back to work and get that settler built finally, hopefully. I'm gonna have to... Oh, this is not working well for them. Aztecs built lighthouse. I was saying I need to remember to build the wonder that lets you upgrade units for free. And I believe that's something like Leonardo's invention workplace or something. Can't remember what it's called, but I don't think I have it yet. These guys just built a marketplace. Let's give them a temple. Republic. So the Republic is a pretty decent one. Will give us a little bit of more income, I believe. Discoveries every 8 turn, which isn't too bad. Can we increase that? How big? That's a pretty big loss as far as money goes. That's a big loss as well. I believe I do need to do something like that as well. So for now, we will go with that. So having all those luxuries is a bonus to happiness, I believe. And with these more complex government types, you definitely... Philadelphia is in panic. Let's see here. What can we do for you? These guys are almost done, so I would like to finish that off. For now, we will do that. But that's the problem with having a more complex government. People start to get rowdy. But hopefully once we have those temples built, we'll be able to get back on the road. Where do I want to build this city? I guess here would be the best place. Possibly? It'll block off most of this area. It's pretty close to San Francisco, but I guess we'll have to do. They have lost the city of Berlin to the Zulus. That's not good. Looks like the Germans will be eliminated by the Zulus pretty soon. These guys need to build a temple for themselves, so they can work on that. There's no production going on, that's not good. All of these units take up a tile, and this guy is making them unhappy. Not a good situation in Philadelphia here. There's a shortage, so I won't be able to build this. That's the problem with changing government types. You end up with a lot of problems. They're only supporting one guy, so that's not too bad. They have a surplus of 2. I can take this away, so they're not growing, but they continue producing this. How many more? I need 17 more turns to build that. How much does it cost? Quite a lot. So they will have to continue under these conditions. Philadelphia, these guys built. I do need to build a road. Then I need to figure out how to get rid of those units blocking there, so they're not destroying Philadelphia with their support requirements. But for now, let's build a road to Chicago. So after all this revolting and being unhappy, the people spontaneously decide to recognize your many years of enlightened leadership. Craftsmen, masons, laborers, and artisans turn out to build a fine addition to your throne room. So what should we build? So this gives you sort of an interface on what you can improve. So you can improve your seat, you can improve a rug running to it, the floor, the walls, columns, backgrounds, all of that. For now we will improve my actual seat, because I don't want to be sitting on this rock. And now I get this beautiful wooden chair. So there's my big improvement of the day. This guy's building roads. Germans lost Frankfurt to the Zulus. Do they have any towns left? Nope. German civilization destroyed by the Zulus. Sorry, Hammy. It wasn't your lucky day on this one. American wise men discovered philosophy. So at least we have that going for us. Golden Age philosophy begins in the American city of Washington. Great American thinkers articulate scientific, moral, and metaphysical systems which endure for centuries to come. So, thanks to discovering philosophy, I will be able to do 2 upgrades at the same time. So the question is, we will... what does monotheism give us? Crusaders, Cathedral, and Michelangelo's Chapel. Feudalism and Theology. So another feature here is that I can set the goal of what I want to do. And what I would like to do for now is get a government type that allows me to build a little bit faster. And that means fundamentalism. So if I want to get fundamentalism, there's a shitload of things that I need to develop. Monotheism, trade, university, or the wheel. All of those things will need to get done. So let's grab that. And we've discovered it because of philosophy. There we got that. And I guess we will just take a look at university next. These guys have built their roads, so we can move on. Boston builds their temple, so I should be able to get a little bit more work done. What does Michelangelo's Chapel give us? Just out of curiosity. Counts as a cathedral in all of your cities. Effects do not expire. So that's definitely an important one to get if possible. Because a cathedral, I believe, does help with happiness. Makes 3 unhappy citizens content. 2 after discovery of communism. Discovery theology adds 1 content citizen to every city with a cathedral. So definitely do need to develop Michelangelo is there. But for now, I do need to definitely need to start developing this area a little bit more. So what I guess what I should do is build that road, then build a road here and build a city here. Because with a city here, it will make it a lot harder for them to pass by through there. So that's my long-term plan for this guy. It's gonna be a while before he builds that road though. You guys need to build a temple since this seems to be an unhappy place to be otherwise. Zimbabwe builds the Hanging Gardens. Atlanta builds a temple. So that's good for them. They definitely need to develop an aqueduct. So Washington is unhappy once more. How can we make this work? We already have a temple. Well, these guys will definitely need more development here. And quick. Oh, we got another upgrade. So I guess the upgrades just come as more of your citizens are actually happy, they will give you an upgrades. Let's get another chair upgrade because that wooden chair does not look too comfortable. So we upgraded to another stone chair, but at least this one has cushions. So we got that going for us. Order restored. Hopefully I'll be able to start doing some irrigation in that work so my people won't starve too much. Chicago builds a marketplace. They need to develop another temple. Washington builds the settlers, so the problem right now is the settlers require 2 food, which means my surplus is at 0. And if any of these guys will become unhappy, this will start dropping. So we definitely need to start irrigating this place. Was I wrong about the aqueduct? What does the aqueduct do for us? Allow the city to grow beyond size 8. Yeah, we definitely need to do that. I thought it was 6, but it's 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we do need to build that. Let's build that. And this guy will become automated. Actually, where? Shoot, didn't mean to do that. So right now they are getting their food from this tile, that tile. So we will irrigate these 2 tiles and then automate the settler so he does whatever he wants. This way. Carthaginians have undertaken another great project, the Oracle. So there you go, another warrior nation to worry about. We discovered the university. And the university gives us access to chemistry, economics, metallurgy, and theory of gravity at some point or another. For now, trade. I heard somebody wants trade, so I guess we'll trade. It's too late for Germany to trade with them, but we will develop trade. Irrigation. High Council wants to talk. Well, let's talk to the Council. Let's see what they have to say for now. All right, military. What do you say?
Would you defend our cities with haystacks, noble leader? Build city walls first and other improvements later.
I disagree, Excellency.
Remember, all things have a price, Excellency.
Yep.
Excellency, We are the most enlightened empire in the world. I salute you.
That's nice.
Discover trade, Excellency.
Working on
but
it.
We cannot barter with another nation when no means exists to reach them.
I concur, Excellency. Perhaps I could persuade Your Excellency to build embassies
What do you
so
mean
that
by
we may traffic freely
persuade?
with other nations.
No! The defense of the cities is our foremost concern!
Wise men say that only fools on empire.
This guy
without
just wants
luxuries,
more luxury.
King.
I disagree, Excellency.
I disagree, Your Excellency.
Nobody likes Elvis. Anyways. So like I said, you can totally ignore what they say. But it's generally decent advice if you're just starting to play this game. Okay, that's good. Put somebody else to work if they need to. So, the advice they give you here about what to build is pretty basic. Like, they say you should build a phalanx to defend your city, but I already have a chariot defending the city, and I really don't need to defend the city in the first place, so that's not very good advice. They want me to build the Copernicus Observatory, but that would take 75 turns. And I have other more important things to build. So neither of those advice is good. Can we support a settler here? Yeah, let's build a settler so we can develop the area some more. Awesome, build a settler, that's good. We should build crusaders to fight a holy war. Jesus Christ. Wisdom library. These guys aren't very good at building things. Got that settler to support. What can we build here? Let's build a library. That helps me with science. So let's go with that. The Great Wall has been built in New York, so that will make the military guy happy. Let's watch the movie. The Great Wall. Combat strength doubled against barbarians. Enemy civilization must offer peace during negotiations. Acts as a city wall in every city. So that is definitely very helpful, and that means I can now develop a temple here. And New York looks like a city that does a lot of production, so most likely once I have the temple built here, I will have to build the Michelangelo's chapel in New York. Okay, Washington, we're taking advantage of that. Yep, okay, so let's build irrigation over here. These guys, what's the deal with Boston? They are also working on the road, so let's build irrigation here. Normally, I do prefer to just automate the settlers to build all these improvements as they see fit. Let's see, what can we improve? Let's build another improvement for my giant chair. And what do we got? We got a nice... I guess that's okay. Probably more comfortable than the stone with a pillow. Most powerful are Zulus in number 2. Americans are at number 5. But that's not the best place to go in B. But we don't need to develop defenses right now too badly. Well, we got another upgrade. Guess people are happy. Can we upgrade the chair since it doesn't look very good? Oh. Can't upgrade that. So let's upgrade the background maybe. So it doesn't look like we're in a cave. There we go, we did some work on the walls and now we are in a cave with a very fancy wall. And because the people are so happy, they decided to do some civil disobedience. What can we do here? I guess we'll take away your food if that makes you happy. They're almost done with the temple, so it shouldn't be too bad. Yeah. There we go. So now get back to work. These guys really want to fight a holy war. For now, we build an aqueduct so we can keep building the city. Discover a secret of trade. So what did trade give us? Caravan and Marco Polo's embassy. Let's see. Banking will give us more money, and we definitely do need more money. Wheel, monarchy. Well, let's go with banking. Though at some point I will definitely need seafaring to start putting ships in the way of the other nations. So with shoot, I need to take that away. Is there a way to remove that option of moving with the mouse? Sound, music, always wait, autosave, show any moves, no pause, fast piece slide, instant advice, tutorial, move units with mouse. Yeah, definitely don't want that. Return key, close city screen. Okay. So that will help us stop that problem from occurring again. And we can irrigate this. New York builds a temple, that's good. We can put people back to work. And in the meantime, these guys are going pretty slowly. 58. What does Marco Polo's embassy give us? Still have the original user manual for Civ II. That's good. This is definitely a fantastic game to play. I would say this is probably my favorite game to play. Only establish an embassy with every rival civilization, so that's good. But I don't really need it right now, so I'm not gonna get that right now. Let's give these guys an aqueduct, then we will work on the chapel. I don't think we have too much competition in that term. Does Washington get food here? Yeah, they do. Can I irrigate this tile? Yeah, no. We will irrigate this tile first. Need the wheel for your government goals. Yeah, I guess. I'll get around to getting that. Yeah, so Civ II is probably my favorite game of all time. It's been definitely improved by other Civilization games. But it has all the fundamentals of what makes Civilization a fantastic game, so I will always go back to playing Civ 2 if I have the chance. What do we want to build here? This is definitely not a high production city. Library, yeah, we don't have that much science here. Barracks we don't need. Courthouse would help with corruption, but we don't really have that. City walls we don't need, because we have the Great Wall of China. Cathedral, we will get it through that. So, Colosseum, I guess, maybe? Or, well, we can't support a settler here, so I guess we will develop a Closing. Where are we? Atlanta over here. I guess I could build a diplomat and get a... yeah, let's do that. We'll build a diplomat and put a... whatchamacallit? An embassy with our Zulu friends over there. Zulus have undertaken the great project of Markabal's embassy. Well, that's okay. It's not something that I definitely need, so I can let them have that. Celts, the Celts, yeah, that's another tough nation to beat. San Francisco built settlers. Okay, that's good. Let's see here. Aqueduct don't really need too fast. They're not eating too much food here. They're not very big on production. Hopefully I'll be able to do a little work on the irrigation and stuff like that here to make things work better. I guess I'll build the aqueduct just to have the basic buildings out of the way. These guys can build a road here. So the plan for this guy is to build a city over here, so he will go back that way. This guy here, he needs to go and build this city here. Fastest way there, I guess, through the forest. The road. So with that irrigation done there, these guys are eating better. I'll need to do seafaring just for this city to be able to start fishing around here. In the meantime, he should irrigate this tile here. Irrigate. Chicago. Chicago. While we are here, let's give these guys a little bit help by irrigating this square here. And then we will send him off to get turned into a city. Washington, now that they are more secure with their food, we will let this guy loose by pressing K. Yep. So that automates him. He will go around doing whatever he wants. Atlanta builds a diplomat. Can't support settlers yet. And we're back to figure out what we want to build here. I guess we'll build the Colosseum. Because I don't really have much better choice there. And this guy will slowly make his way to a Zulu-controlled city where we will try to support, make an embassy. We discovered banking, economics, medicine, theory of gravity. Let's see here. That will let me build a bank, which is very important. What does economics do for us? Stock exchange, Adam Smith Trading Co. and corporation. So I remember Adam Smith Trading Co. is kind of useful, but not too badly so. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty advanced as far as the other nations go, so we can hold off on that. Medicine gives me the theater, but I don't really need another wonder right away just because I'm so far away. As far as, I mean, I'm so far behind as far as building the other ones go. So if my goal is fundamentalism. Research warrior code. Okay, warrior code it is. This guy builds a road. Can't build a road because we don't know how to build bridges. Let's move him over here, build a road there. The Aztecs are building the Great Library. So with that done, these guys are getting a little bit more food. Let's go to Philly. Oops. And these guys will get automated. So now we have 2 automated guys here. doing improvements. And there's more disorder in Washington. Nothing new there. What can we do here? Take this food away from you guys. Gonna need to build something to make them happy there. We got an aqueduct. So with the aqueduct done, we can build a bank, we can build the chapel. We'll build the chapel, so hopefully that will make people happy. It's a lot of turns at this point, but I guess we'll do that. Road. Let's see here. Where is Philadelphia getting their food from? Over here. And this square here. Can I irrigate this square? I don't think I can. Nope. So as far as irrigation goes, you cannot irrigate a square that doesn't touch water or other irrigation. So it looks like this one touches water because it's across from it, but it actually doesn't. So we will move to this square here and irrigate that. And then we will be off to build that road that we need over here. So with the aqueduct done here, we can build, I guess we'll build a bank to get some more money out of this place. Doesn't look like we're making all that much money. Let's see what our tax rate is. We'll get a chance. Tax rate 25 minus 23. Yeah, we're just making 2 gold right now, which is very bad. Discoveries are still okay. Luxuries we should pump to a higher amount, but we can't afford to lose discoveries or taxes. What can we do for these guys here? I guess I can take this away. No, that's just gonna cost me that. We're gonna have to do it like that. Marketplace, that should help. Build a city. Buffalo. Don't need to build any of these. And these guys will build a marketplace. Let's see how well those Zulus are doing over there. Almost into their area there. Nearly completed the Marco Polo's embassy. That's nice. Zimbabwe has finished that. American wise men discover a warrior code. We can build archers. Monarchy, seafaring, theory, gravity, ironworking. Ironwork. What does that give me? Does that give me bridges? Legion. Oh, that. I don't know. Eventually. Let's see here. I believe somebody said I need to build the wheel. Oh. I'm gonna need to figure out a better way of connecting these monitors so my neck isn't breaking just from looking over there. So let's build the wheel. But first, what does that give me other than chariot engineering? Okay, yeah, I can go for that. So let's build the wheel. Emissary from Queen Shakala. Let's see, what do they want now? We are not intimidated by you. Yeah. If I didn't have the Great Wall, you'd be teaching me a lesson with war. But I do have the Great Wall. That's why I got the Great Wall. Who will spare you the wrath of our mighty armies? Yeah, that's nice. Let's see. Not sure how well they're doing, so I'm not gonna suggest an alliance just right now. Let's see if they want to trade for some technology, if they have any. We have no interest in your primitive science. In other words, they don't have anything for me to get. So for now we will say goodbye to them. And I want to explore their area a little bit. Mongols have changed project from Oracle to Great Library. I don't know if that's a good timing there, Mongols. I think somebody else is already developing that pretty far along there. Carthaginians have changed project from Oracle to Copernicus Observatory. And here's some more disorder. This time in Chicago. What do they want? I guess we can take away some food. That should make you happy. With that build there, oops, should go to Philadelphia, back to Philadelphia here, and see if they want to change something around. No, doesn't look like that's a good idea, so that's fine. Carthaginians have nearly completed their great project of Copernicus Observatory. Order restored. And these guys will start building the road there. Carthage has built the Copernicus Observatory. And they've changed from Observatory to Oracle. Road. Stack them. What should I be stacking? Mongols have nearly completed their great project, Great Library. So I'm using the diplomat to do a little stack the monitors. Don't really have the space for it on my desk. This is the third monitor that I have on my desk, and the desk has multiple layers. So don't really... I mean, I tried it, but it looked pretty bad. Maybe with like a different sort of an arm, I could make it happen, like right here-ish or something. But I guess I'll have to take a picture and show you guys what my setup right now is. Ideally, I would be looking at this monitor that's right in front of me here to play the game. But because of the setup for the Power Mac, that's not really possible. Maybe. I'll have to look into that. Change project from Great Library to Oracle. Oracle, Oracle, Oracle. Everybody wants the Oracle. Most advanced. Of course it's the Americans. San Francisco builds the aqueduct. So the problem I have with the Power Mac 7500 is that the best I can do right now is output via VGA, which means I need a VGA monitor, and I believe this one does have a VGA output. So I would like to see if the Power Mac will support it. This monitor here is sort of on the large size. It's a 1920 by 1200, so that's going to be asking quite a lot for that computer to support it. The other problem is that even if it does support it at that resolution, I would not be able to stream from it at that resolution. Because the way I have my streaming set up is kind of complicated for VGA. Anyways, what are we building here? You guys have food, bank. So the problem I have with my streaming setup is that in order to make VGA happen, I had to get a VGA to HDMI adapter. And that really screws up with the way the computer sees the monitors. So in order to fix that, I got a VGA splitter box. So right now there's a VGA output going into that HDMI and a second VGA output going into this monitor here. And this is the monitor which tells the computer what resolutions it can run in. The second problem with that is that my streaming setup is very sensitive to what resolutions I can stream in. Right now I'm set up over here to stream at the computer outputs at 1024 by 768, I believe. No, is it? Either that or 1280 by 1024. Can we take away here? Take away whip this. 2, 3, yeah. And any other resolution I tried running the Mac in. Yeah, it is a complicated system for ropes and pulleys. Any other resolution I tried to run the Mac in made it impossible for me to stream in because I would just get a black screen on my streaming setup. So right now it's a very delicate system of run this resolution, it works, run anything else, it does not. So I would be worried that if I tried working with that monitor, I would not be able to run it at a resolution that I could stream in. But I'm gonna have to give that a try at some point, I guess. Ideally, I'd like to get my hands on a streaming device that lets me input VGA directly into that and stream from that. But for now, I am stuck with the Elgato, which was the cheaper option. And the Elgato basically forces a 1080p resolution as far as streaming goes. And that's what's causing all the problems. Because apparently 1080p and whatever this resolution is sort of does work enough so it translates. Engineering or ironwork? Okay. What does engineering gives it? King Richard's Crusade, Invention, and Sanitation. Well, let's get that. Actually, let's get... yeah, let's get that. We don't need the bridges too badly. So, as you can see there, the computer was trying to get through there, but found it impossible to get there. And that's the whole point of those guys right there. Well, he's still trying. Soon enough, he was gonna find a boat and start using a boat to try that. Just doing a little exploration there. He really wants to get through there. So the question is, if I build a city here, it will block the passage as I want to block it. It will also give me a place where I can move ships from here to there. But it will give that diplomat a chance to steal whatever he wants to be stealing from me. As that is definitely one of the things that diplomats do. But I guess I'm gonna have to build the city there. just to secure that better. Getting back to the streaming problem that I have is, so the thing is that the Power Mac here is the only computer I have that is giving me the problems with the streaming, which is why I'm not in too much of a hurry to fix the problem. No, not interested. Yeah, Great Wall. Piss off. Maybe it's not such a good idea to build a city there. We'll build a road. And we'll give these guys fortifications. I don't want them stealing my technologies. Yeah, that looks like we might be losing money. I know invention will give you something decent. For now, I want to keep moving away from invention. Yep. Ugh, excuse me. Boston Library. What can we build here? Not a lot. Build a bank. Washington finally builds a marketplace. That's getting built somewhere else. King Richard's Crusade. What does that give me? Every square in the city radius of the city where the wonder is built receives 1 extra shield. Effects expire with discovery of industrialization. So this is a pretty decent discovery to, decent wonder to get, but industrialization isn't that far away for me. So I'm not gonna bother too much about that. We'll build a bank here, because we definitely are going to need more money, I believe. Just move this guy and then we will check on my tax rate. And we are now losing 2 gold per turn. So we are definitely in need of a different government system. We'll build these guys a fort. King Richard's Crusade. This continent just keeps going. Oh, and they finally decided to give me something else. For now, let's get rid of this dirt floor and get a smooth dirt floor. Just what I needed. Buffalo builds a marketplace. More money, that's good. Temple. Okay. Arma of the Celtics builds the Oracle. And these guys abandon that, and these guys abandon it. It's never good for them when they abandon projects like that because they lose a lot of shields. But that's their problem. What can we build in Chicago? Cathedrals, so hopefully New York is getting close to finishing that problem off. We will build a library because Chicago does do decent science here. Can 1 versus 1 like that work? Let's see. It should. Build a road there. And this order in Chicago. So no, this does not work right now. We will take away some food to make you happy. And we got invention. Leonardo's workshop. So this is something that we will definitely need to build, I believe. That's what I was talking about when I said that we need to build something that's gonna give us free upgrades for a little bit. And we definitely do need to upgrade all our defensive units, since they're still just the starting units. Let's see. Well, we can develop democracy. Nothing wrong with democracy. But do we need that to get fundamentalism? Yep, so let's get democracy. We'll change to democracy. And then pry to fundamentalism when the time comes. Hopefully we won't have to, but I would rather have that option than not have it. Fundamentalism is a great system if you want to be able to support a lot of units, and the bad thing about that is that it makes people unhappy about you, like all the other countries basically, and it slows down your science. But the other good thing about that is that it makes everybody content. You like no longer have to worry about unhappy people. So that sort of balances itself out in that turn, in that regard. But we're gonna give democracy a shot first. Oh, maybe we finally find the end of this continent? I believe the big problem with democracy is that it has higher requirements as far as happiness goes. So all of these problems that I'm dealing with right now are just going to multiply. How much longer for this? 17 turns. It's quite a lot. Can we buy it? No, we cannot afford to. Can we take away something? Not lose shields. I don't think so. It's the only way to make that work. Buffalo builds a temple. Right now they're still okay. Let's build them an aqueduct. I need to be built anyways. Order restored. So I was planning on building a city here, but for now we're gonna leave that alone. Let's go back to Philly over here and automate that settler so we can start building improvements around there. Hopefully. Okay. Not sure where he's going now, but for now this guy's gonna keep exploring. Guys are doing a pretty decent job of improving this area. Atlanta builds a bank, that's good. What can we build here? These guys don't have enough shields to build any wonders, but we definitely want to build this. Just to confirm what I was saying. They also vote against you attacking someone in the box. Yep, that is true. Democracy makes it harder to fight wars. But that's never been too big of a problem for me, as long as the other people don't attack me, I don't really have much ambition on attacking them. Whenever one of your units becomes obsolete due to discovery of new technology, it is immediately replaced by an equivalent modern unit free of charge. Expires with automobile. So yeah, we definitely do want to build that. Even if it doesn't last too long, it will help us improve all these phalanx units to something else. American scientists discover the secret of democracy. Interestingly, that the image for that is a hammer and sickle. Democracy gets you the Statue of Liberty, which is definitely a good thing to have. Conscription, espionage, and recycling. See, without democracy, you cannot have recycling. You just can't. Anyways, I believe Iran working. Well, I do hope that I can make democracy work and not have a need for fundamentalism. I would prefer to have the option possible to do so. So for now, we will continue with our goal of getting fundamentalism. Looks like the Zulus didn't really do a lot of exploring here. And I'm not gonna complain too much about that, because I'll take that free gold. So that makes me wonder, what are the Zulus doing? Democracy. So, let's see here. That all looks good for now. Discovery every 6 turns is pretty fast, so we'll keep that. I would like to have higher income than just +6, but for now we'll leave that. Hopefully luxuries at 10% is good enough. Goat Lincoln is now the president. I'm wondering, what are these guys doing? There's not that much improvement they can do here. I mean, they can do the same sort of improvements that I can, but I would have expected them to be building cities anywhere and everywhere. They're nearly done with King's Richard. And here we go with all of these unhappy people. Ooh, not good. The big problem, of course, is that with democracy, they really don't like having your units that the city is supporting outside of the city. So these 2 units here, I'm pointing at the screen which you can't see, but these 2 units here, which are the units sitting outside of Philadelphia over here on that blockade, are making the people of Philadelphia very unhappy. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to make that work, because this is definitely not good at all. Very bad. Very bad. Very not good. I cannot make this work. Okay, let's get back to work. I am going to have to eliminate those units somehow and put something else there. I will need to build a city there. Otherwise, this will continue. Let's think. Where is that? This guy here, he's building a mine, so that might take them a while. Another problem of democracy is that it doesn't really take well to having cities being unproductive, or whatever they are called. For now, we will eliminate one of those guys. Let's just do that. See what the effect here is. Move this guy along. Okay, so let's get back to this problem area here. Who shall we eliminate? The archers or the elephants? Doesn't really matter. Well, we'll put them back here. If they're inside this square, they're still unhappy about that. Shoot. Can I do this from here? Yeah. So that eliminated that problem. Let's see how we can make that work. 2 versus 3, that's not too bad. 2 on 2 is okay. They are starving, so I need to eliminate that problem sooner rather than later. So let's get this guy activated again. Let's see what we can build here. 50 turns for that. Where are we? San Francisco. Don't really want to be building any wonders here. Can they support a settler? No, they cannot. I guess I can build a tribe just to see what the area looks like. So let's build a tribe. For now, these guys are starving, so let's try to get that city built as fast as we can. Oh, hello. So that's another problem with my screen setup right now, is that I'm looking at the game here. I have the chat over here, so I don't really get to see the chat all too often. Oh, wow. Definitely gonna need to change that if I want to continue playing with that. Maybe this week I will play around with that. Shakala wants an audience. Let's see what they want. Consequences, consequences. Yeah, Great Wall, yeah. Maybe you should have built a Great Wall when you had the chance. It's a shame, it's a shame. Okay, so we will build a city here, right? That should work. Or should I build it over here? Just wondering. This should give me a seafaring, so that should be fine. St. Louis. Don't need that. We will put these guys under the support over there. For now, you can build a temple. These guys. Support from the city. So that takes away my only tile. So that's not good. Hopefully, as the city grows, we will get more tiles. But that means that Philadelphia should be a happier place. Let's see here. Philadelphia. So with that guy eliminated, everybody's happy. Let's put more people to work. We need to eliminate one. Yeah, so that's fine. So now we are back to working in Philadelphia. And not starving, more importantly. We have discovered iron working. So now I believe I need to do economics. Let me just double check. So far it looks like democracy is going to work for me, but I definitely still want to get at least close to fundamentalism. Did I read anything on there? I did not read anything on there. Just click on things, do things, don't pay attention. These guys are 2 and 1, so that's fine. Can't build those. Don't need that, don't need that. Corruption doesn't really happen too badly with democracy, so I don't need that. If I'm reading it right? Decreases corruption by 50% and makes the city more resilient to bribery by enemy diplomats and spies. Under democracy, the courthouse makes one content citizen happy. Well, that's interesting. So we should build that to make people happy. if I can get a few more turns without too much trouble in democracy, I'm gonna stop trying to get into fundamentalism. Because it looks like democracy should work well for me. We've built the Trime. Let's not build another one. I am hoping that the Trime doesn't trigger the unhappiness in the city. But for now, let's get them to build the courthouse. That should work. Let's check on these guys. These guys need another 5 turns to finish that. What will it cost me? 156 gold for 5 turns. You know what? Let's complete that. So I don't have to worry about that and get some more happiness. In the meantime, let's do a little seafaring in this area. Buffalo builds an aqueduct. So with that done, let's build a bank because I do want to make more money. Civic disorder in San Francisco. Yep, that Trime, like I said, is a problem maker. Can't take that. Shoot. I have to take that to make them happy. That's gonna work. Hopefully once the courthouse is built, or at least once this is built, I will be able to get those guys to be happy again. Okay, so let's see this movie. Michelangelo's Chapel counts as a cathedral in each of your cities. Okay, so that should hopefully make a lot of happy people, or at least content people, which means I will be able to put a whole bunch of people back to work. These guys will get that. I really do need at least one of those. Hopefully we will be able to build that somewhere other than New York. Not a big fan of putting too many great things into one city. Because if we lose that city for one reason or another, it might become a problem. Let's improve this floor. Dirt floor is a dirt floor. There we go, some nice linoleum tiles. Order restored. Before I forget, I'm gonna need to go through all of the cities and see what can we improve and where, as far as working conditions go. Yep, everybody's working there, that's good. St. Louis is too new for it, I believe, to have any problems with that. Yep. Chicago. Yeah, we can put everybody to work here. San Francisco. Oops. San Francisco still has 2 unhappy people, and will continue to have that. It's unfortunate. Guess that can't be erased too easily. Buffalo. Nothing to add there. Atlanta. Nothing to add there. New York, I believe everybody's already working. Yep. How is Washington doing? Yeah, we can get everybody to work here. That's good. A lot of support units. Where is this elephant unit here? Center map on unit and close city screen. They are in Buffalo. So Buffalo is... Let's put these guys to support from this city. costs these guys 1 shield, but frees up 1 shield in Washington. So that lets me to build these bigger things faster. So we'll make that compromise. And Boston. Boston, everybody gets back to work. That's good. And these guys will definitely need more tiles, more support improvements here. Because they are barely making things work. This guy here needs to be moved somewhere else. Center map on unit. Where is this guy working? Yeah, this guy is here. Where can we support him from? These guys making a lot of food here. These guys making a lot of food here, so I have to remember, once he's done with this irrigation, I'll move him to New York and support him from New York. We have discovered the secrets of economics. That. What does seafaring give us? So for now we're gonna give up on the goal of fundamentalism and see what we can do. Harbor would be definitely useful because most of my cities, or all of my cities, are coastal cities. These guys got one of those, that's good. And with coastal cities, there is some tiles that can take advantage of having a harbor. So we will develop that so we can have a harbor around. I was hoping I could continue with my trime over there, but that's fine, that's fine. So the issue with the trime unit is that it has to stay close to land, otherwise it just drowns. Think I can make this jump here? Yes, I can. Whoops. The trime may be lost if it does not end its turn close to land. So I was just talking about that. So it's not so much the transfer from one land area to another. You have to end your turn basically right next to land. So San Francisco in the meantime can go back to having 2 shields. We're gonna need to build another ship there at some point. Who the fuck is that? This is why we need diplomacy here. And the bad thing about that attack is that it means that somebody over there, who is a seafaring nation to some extent, is planning on attacking me. Where are we? Washington. Adam Smith Trading Co. I think it gives you a stock exchange, but I'm not sure. Let me just double check on that. Pays the maintenance for all city improvements which ordinarily have the cost of 1 coin per turn. Thanks to another expiry. Okay, so that's not what I expected. Washington. You only have 6 shields, so this is gonna take a while. Let's do that, and hopefully we'll have some money to buy it at some point. I guess these guys, I'll get these guys to move down into that Zulu area and see what's going on there. We have discovered seafaring. Navigation will give us, I believe, the better ships. Navigation, thank you. It gives us a caravel and Magellan's expedition. So we will get that just to get a caravel so we can do a little better seafaring than just with a trime. Got a library here. Well, let's build those harbors. Actually, since I have the harbor, I should build that first in Washington. Oops. Might be a little bit of waste. But let's get that first. Okay, so now that we've improved the floor a little bit, let's give that wall a little bit of a better look. There we go. A little bit of matching there. Next we'll have to improve that. Where are we? These guys are almost done with irrigating that, hopefully. Discover navigation. Gunpowder. I should set a goal to figure out what I want to be building first before I start getting anything and everything. Let's see here. What is our main objective right now? I know some of these are pretty decent. As far as units go, do I need anything? Don't really want to get that too quickly, because that's gonna get rid of Leonardo's, I believe. And I haven't even built that yet. Monarchy, nuclear, radio, plastics, railroad. Yeah, let's work on railroad. Bridge building or physics? Let's go with physics. And I wanted to do some improvements around New York, I believe. Why did I want a settler? Why did I want a settler there? Oh, I wanted to move this guy to be supported from New York. Okay. These guys built a courthouse. So now everybody's happy, happy, happy. San Francisco. Let's build a harbor here. Umfolozi. Okie dokie. Wealthiest. We are definitely not a wealthy place. Because I know we are not making a lot of money. So that is definitely costing us in that department. Greetings! Consequences. Yeah, Great Wall. Yeah, war, blah, blah. That's the problem with having all these warlike countries around you. They all just want to start wars at any excuse possible. Or hopefully with all these banks built, I'll be able to make some money. Shoot, can't remember what the shortcut is for that. Set home city. I think it's Shift H, but I'm not sure. Anyways, with that done here, what does New York look like? They're still making food, they're still okay there, so we should be okay. That means Boston freed that guy up, so that's good. They're almost done with that. Let's change that from a bank to a harbor. Is that wasteful? Shoot. That's wasteful. Alright, let's build that courthouse. Courthouse? Yeah, we'll build the courthouse to get rid of that unhappy person there. And for now, this is all reasonably developed. Let's automate it over here, see what he says. In the meantime, Here's another city. And we get something from the people. Ooh. Let's get this background changed a little bit. Now it's a dirty looking wall. That's an improvement. They have expelled our diplomat. Our ambassador has issued the usual statement of protest. The diplomat has been returned to Washington. Oh well. So diplomats are like spies before you get the actual spy units. So with that done, we will build the harbor. So other nations don't really take well to the idea of having diplomats sitting around. These guys need to be building improvements. I'd like to get these guys into a ship and onto a different continent if possible. Oh, let's move them to Boston and leave them in Boston for now. We've discovered physics! Bridge building was next. I'll try to find a city where we can build a boat quickly for them. How are we doing over here? So with the harbor done, still want to build Leonardo's workshop. But in the meantime, let's build the caravel. Just to have a boat unit. These guys can go to sleep in Boston. What are we building in New York Harbor? So there's improvements from the harbor right away. Everybody goes to work over there. And what can we build here now? Courthouse. Because that makes things less sad for everybody. These guys build an aqueduct. Now they will work on a harbor. So harbor is definitely one of those improvements that you need to build in any sort of city that is by any sort of waterway. Because it allows you to do work in the rivers or in the sea, whatever. That way, even if you don't have any land improvements, you can put people to work on fishing and stuff like that. With that done, these guys are very happy over here. San Francisco. Can they build me the Statue of Liberty? Democracy eliminates the period of monarchy, normally experiencing changing government types, and allows the choice of any government type available, even if the requisite advancements have not been discovered. So I could get that if I wanted to change from democracy to anything else. But it's not something that I want to spend 67 turns on getting. So let's not get that. Stock exchange, let's do that. New York Harbor. These guys go over there. And let's see here. Leonardo's workshop. Let's see if we can get that built quickly. New York, unfortunately, will have a ton of different wonders built in it, just because they are the most productive city. We can now build bridges, but for now, let's build a steam engine. Nobody moving around, that's okay. These guys have finally built a boat for us. Hopefully it doesn't make too many people unhappy when it leaves. And with that done, we will build a Colosseum. Hopefully make people content, if anything. So we will see very soon if that caravel makes people in Washington unhappy. With that done, these guys are still a happy place here in Chicago. Let's build a stock exchange. And Washington did not like the idea of that caravel leaving, making people unhappy. So, in order to make that work, let's take away some of their food. I believe that's the least impactful one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're good here. Hopefully once we have the Colosseum, that's gonna cancel out with that unhappiness over there. These guys will go into Boston, pick up that diplomat, and see if we can drop him off on a different continent to do a little bit of exploring. With that done, and that said, let me see what our monetary situation is. We have discovered the steam engine! And railroad. Let's get the railroad going. Order restored in Washington. Yep. Tax rate. 79.69. So yeah, we're making a little bit of money. Doing better than we were before, so that's good. Okay, so let's go into Boston. Wake these guys up. Step onto this boat. And we'll drop them off here. St. Louis builds a temple. Guys are building decently fast enough. So let's build them an aqueduct, just to be safe. We'll make landfall over here. We'll go around, see if this is an actual continent or is it just a tiny little island. These guys are almost done with Magellan's. That's unfortunate. Let's see if we can find some land for this guy to explore. You get back on the boat. Let's just go straight east. See where that takes us. Well, here's another piece of land. Is this an actual land? Make landfall? It possibly might be. We discovered the railroad. Settlers and engineers can build railroads, makes the hanging gardens obsolete. And we get Darwin's Voyage. And we can now improve our roads into railroads. So with that goal done, let's play for another 10 more minutes. Then I'll have to retire because I do have to work tomorrow. With that goal done, let me think, what do I want to achieve now? Let's see here. Conscription, espionage, feudalism, flight, fundamentalism. Just out of curiosity, what else do I need for that? Gunpowder. You know what? Let's research gunpowder. Looks like this is a decent size island or continent, so hopefully he will have things to do there. Philadelphia Harbor. Let's put people to work over here. So with that done, Bank should be okay. Oh, here's somebody interesting. An explorer. From somebody green. Green is, I think, yeah, these guys are. So that's fine. Well, let's see what our High Council has to say about our improvements for the past 1,000 or so years since we talked to them. Well, they changed the background on these guys since we've changed the background in my throne room. Let's see.
Expenses be damned, sire. We need barracks. Else where will our soldiers rest their mighty lances?
Hold your tongue, Sirrah.
I disagree, sire.
We haven't needed any barracks for the past 4,000 years. I think we should be okay for
The world
now.
marvels at our superior intellect.
Marvels!
Sire, I propose more caravans, that we may draw off the wealth of distant nations.
Silence, vile merchants! There are other pigs to gut first!
He's a bit of an aggressive guy.
My lord, construct some embassies that I may sink my hooks into the hearts of other nations. You'll not regret it.
Or perhaps this wily one has her hooks in you, sire.
Ah!
Barracks, barracks, barracks. We only need barracks.
Cannot let the people's spirits alone, your majesty. Assist me with some luxuries and keep the people's hearts content.
Crusading
disagree,
caravans and
sire.
barracks. That's right.
I disagree, sire.
I disagree with all of you. Be gone. Anyways, back to exploring. Boston Harbor. Boston is not a very happy place, so let's build them something to make them happier. Build them a coliseum. Washington requires a sewer system. Yeah, okay, so that's going to be our goal from now. We're going to build a sewer system. For sewer system, we need something like sanitation, I believe. Oh, somebody built a fort there. Gunpowder! Musketeers! Industrialization, I know that's going to eliminate, I believe, Michelangelo's? No, King Richard Crusade, okay. Women's suffrage, factory and transport. Our goal is a sewer system. Cities. Sewer system. Yep, it is. Sanitation. No advances leading sanitation can be researched at this time. That's unfortunate. Magnetism, what does that give us? Makes the lighthouse obsolete, gives us a couple different boats and electricity eventually, which leads us to more boats. Metallurgy. Mouse. Move, thank you. Metallurgy gives us the cannon, coastal forters, makes the Great Wall obsolete. Since we have the Great Wall, we are not in a hurry to make metallurgy. Conscription, electricity. Monarchy. I really need to look into what sanitation requires, but I guess it can require metallurgy. I guess in theory the pipes should be metal, but maybe we'll develop plastics first. I want to say industrialization. I'm just worried about what the achievement, what the discovery is that eliminates Michelangelo's workshop. What does monarchy give us? I don't think that's useful for now. Feudalism, warrior code. You know what? Can I get into that? No, I cannot right now. I want to say industrialization, but I'm worried about it eliminate things. For now, that just gets rid of King Richard's Crusade, which we don't have and we don't care. So let's get that, I guess. There's the bottom of the map. New York. How far along are you with that? Still need 23 more turns. What eliminates that? Leonardo's workshop, discovery of automobile. Okay, so we gotta watch out not to get the automobile before we finish that. 23 turns or 900 gold. We definitely don't have that. These guys are starting to build railroads. That's good. It looks like the end of that island. Shaka wants to talk to me again. What does Shaka want now? No, definitely don't want to give you gunpowder. Piss off. And that is why we need the Great Wall. These guys got a harbor. Let's give a courthouse. So with the harbor, we can change the working around like that. Well, here's some more Zulu cities. So if I ever get into a war with Zulu, I will definitely need to keep in mind that they have cities on a different island. We have discovered industrialization. I believe it's medicine that we want for our goal of sanitation. Oops, not units, cities. Sewer system. Medicine, that's right. Let's get some medicine. Yeah, we definitely need that sewer system. You guys need to move into range. These guys will load up. And off we go to find another island to explore. So my cities have changed look to a more modern looking cities. Okay, with that, yeah. So the Colosseum made it possible for everybody to work. It's good. Now then. Women's suffrage, what does that actually build us? Acts as a police station in every friendly city. Decreases unhappiness caused by units away from the city by 1 per unit. So that is something that we will need, but we definitely don't want to be taking up 100 turns to make that happen. So for now, that's getting built. Stock exchange, factory. Definitely need a factory. Okay, so let's keep going east. Drop these guys off and see if this is another island. Courthouse. So with the courthouse done, these guys can start working on a factory. Let's see what we have here. Doesn't look like much. Yeah, doesn't look like much. Okay, so I am going to excuse me, call it a night here. Obviously, I wasn't going to finish this game in one sitting. Let's save that. Save. And we will continue with that at another point. We can save it. Quit. Retire or quit. Let's quit. You already saved, so we're fine. And here's our nice classic Macintosh desktop and our save file. So, calling it a night here, as I do have to go to work, unfortunately, tomorrow. Not sure when I'll be able to continue this. Hopefully this Friday. But past few Fridays have been hard to get into the mood of streaming, just because it's nice and hot outside, and sitting inside and streaming isn't really that big of an attraction for me. But I don't think I have any plans for this weekend, so I will most likely stream either Friday or sometime during the weekend. In the meantime, I will work on seeing if I can make this monitor setup better so my neck isn't breaking while I'm trying to look this way, I guess. Not really just that I'm looking in this direction, it's just sitting back or something, I don't know. Definitely not a good setup, so I'll work on making that better. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a good night and a good week as well. See you later.